videos that I'm putting out there. As always, I ask you to share, subscribe, like, and comment. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about a different topic that has to do with some of the things that we consume. For example, beverages, specifically coffee. We go a lot of it in Africa, Arabica, Robusta, depending on where you are in the continent. So let's get started. I'm going to talk about a little story, my little story, and then relate it to what to do about it. So this has to do with us having the opportunity to consume some of the very natural products that we produce in the continent. Okay, so for example, coffee. If you're growing coffee or tea, you want to really have a good taste of what you're growing and not wait for it to be processed elsewhere and sent back to you. So a few months ago, I was visiting in Rwanda. Of course, Rwanda has one of the best coffees in Africa, if not the world. We know that. And I was in a motel where I just arrived, and the following day I wanted to have coffee, and I was served soluble coffee, that is, which has been processed overseas and then is being sold back home. So I really don't have any problem with the fact that there are other products in the market like soluble coffee, dissolvable coffee, let me say dissolvable coffee, where you just heat the water and pour coffee inside. I don't have a big problem with that, but I just thought, oh, I'm in Rwanda. I want the natural. I want the natural coming out of the farms, ready to brew, ready to drink. So, but I noticed that the reason why that particular motel was serving that coffee, as I later on spoke to some of the workers, that they did not have at that time their brewing machine, the coffee brewing machine. I think it was out of commission and they had not yet replaced it. So, but then they got the dissolvable coffee such as this one, and and that's what they were serving for a very long time. So I want to show you today how you can actually brew or boil coffee and serve it without having to depend on your brewing machine. Okay, so this is very important because you should feel good drinking the natural product that is coming out of the farm rather than waiting for someone else to process it overseas and send back to you. And of course, dissolvable coffee is not the same as the natural. By the way, before I left, I got a bag full of green coffee and also a roasted coffee that I brought back with me. And since then, I had my roasted coffee ground to powder and I've been consuming it. So the one that I bought here is for demonstration purpose. So you can still have dissolvable coffee as a backup, especially even if you're going for camping or you're going somewhere else where you may just need hot water to do your coffee. You can get some dissolvable coffee, okay? So you can see the difference between these two. The one that I brought, that was natural, and I had to ground it myself, and I've been boiling it. It's really almost done, right? So it means maybe when it's done, I'm gonna get a little bit of this, or I'm gonna go back to the shop and try to get something. So the main purpose of this video is to show you how to brew your coffee naturally, just using the means that you have without depending on the brewing machine. So let's get going. So what I was referring to in terms of the brewing machine is this. You will generally have your coffee machine, right? Whereby you can feed in your coffee in here and get it to brew. You of course fill in water here and stick the kettle right down there. Over the years, there has been some innovations such that rather than using filters as such, where you have to replace all the time. In fact, this package that I have here, it has about 40 filters. So instead of using filters, the designers of coffee machines, they have made it in such a way that you can now, so the machines come with reusable filters. Reusable filters, so after using them, you can just wash and stick into the machine. So, but if you don't have a coffee machine, you don't have to worry about that. You just have to brew it the natural way, the old way. Okay? So my kettle would normally go here, but I have it over there. So let us look at how you will brew your normal coffee. What you need to do is you need to estimate the quantity of water that you will need for the amount of coffee that you want to brew. You put it on the fire, you put up the heat right there. So once you have the fire on, you want to put your coffee to boil, as the temperature rises. Okay, you don't want to put your coffee at boiling point, so you just want to have it in there, let it boil naturally until it hits the boiling point. So this is what, just watch what I'm going to do. So I have my of course dissolvable coffee here, which is not what I'm going to consume today. If I were to consume that one, I would simply just boil water and put it in a cup and put some scoops of that, but that's not what I'm referring to. I actually want to boil some of this natural coffee that I brought back from Rwanda. Okay, so watch. You take a spoon and you take, for this I've estimated this is about half a liter of what I want to boil. So it's not really up to half a liter. It can give me 3 cups of coffee, and I like strong coffee. So I'm just going to put 2 spoonfuls of coffee into my water. Okay, so I have it right there. Then I'm going to add a little bit. And I allow it to boil. That's just it. Allow it to boil, and we watch and enjoy the flavor. So while your coffee is about to boil, you can prepare accompanying elements. You can get ready with your coffee cup, or if you have to fill it in a flask, you can get ready, put those things all together. So I have the choice of either I'm going to fill up this flask with my coffee that I'm boiling, or I'm just going to use my coffee cup for drinking right away, or you can also serve it in a cup as this one, depending on what you prefer. So let's see how it's doing. You will notice that it's just starting to heat up slowly. Okay, you want it to boil, and you get the flavor coming out of it. Let me just put the light here, and I put a fan. It's kind of noisy, but for the purpose of this, I'm just going to turn off the fan for now. I'll put it at low, just so we can really see what is going on. So my coffee is boiling slowly. So you see, it's really boiling and separating out there. The chaffs are going to go by the sides, and the flavor is just so wonderful. Just standing by, you start to feel like, this is so natural. So I learned this technique while I was transiting Ethiopia, and I was actually served some really great coffee downtown there in Addis Ababa by the roadside. So I thought, what a great way to distill coffee. Remember when we used to do chemistry and talk about fractional distillation and all of that? We always have our old traditional ways of distilling stuff. So if you don't have your coffee machine, you don't have to worry. You can still just get going with our natural coffee. So at boiling point, you see, it's actually separating out. And at this stage, oh, I just feel like I should enjoy some of this flavor. At this stage, you want to now turn off the heat and let your coffee to settle, okay? Let your coffee to settle and you can pour it out. So now I'm just gonna turn off the heat here, right here to 0. Okay, you can then pour it because it's going to be completely coffee on top and the chaffs in the bottom. So let's give it a few minutes to settle. It took less than 5 minutes to hit boiling point. So let's just allow it to settle and watch. You can see it's settling gradually. After having boiled, it's now ready to pour. Depending on the quantity you want to drink, you can either use this smaller coffee cup, more of the type that likes the medium-sized cup. Okay, so I'm going to use this and I'm going to pour. You just want to raise this at a certain height, okay, and let it pour nicely. It just pours out nicely. Good filtration. That is it. So I have a good coffee cup that is filled, ready to drink. Black coffee if I don't add anything. Some people may choose to add a little bit of milk or sugar. I don't take sugar, but let us complete the pouring process. So we have quite some coffee left. Others may drink. So what you can do is that you can also just preserve this in a flask so that you can serve later. So again, the process is you take up your coffee pot and you tilt it and just let it pour nicely. Look at that. Excellent filtration. You don't need a filter. It just pours in there naturally. And you look down there, you see the coffee that has settled there at the bottom of the pot. What a natural filtration process. So this is how we used to do it. You can still do it. You don't need a coffee machine. Well, you do need a coffee machine depending on your circumstances. If you're in the office, you can have a coffee machine, even at home. But if you cannot afford, you don't have to go for dissolvable coffee because you don't have a coffee machine. So you see the chaffs are right there. They settle right there at the bottom. So with this, we have completed our process of boiling our natural coffee and dispensing it. Immediately you pour in the flask. You want to cover it so that you preserve the heat. Cover it and lock it. And then it's ready. You can store away for serving later. And now I'm back to mine. Sometimes I drop a little bit of natural honey in mine just to give it some flavor, but most of the times I have my coffee as black coffee. So with this, you can have a good sip of your natural coffee. Oh, it tastes good. It's just so wonderful. The natural flavor is still there. It's not lost. When can you buy dissolvable coffee? You should go for dissolvable coffee when you are in circumstances that you cannot afford the natural. Otherwise, when you're right back home with all the natural coffees available there, you should be able to brew our natural coffee and really enjoy it together with your families. So that is it. So having preserved your coffee in a flask, you may need it during the day when you want to have a snack. If that is the case, you simply get it and pour it, and you don't have to go and brew coffee again. So my wife just made this snack for me, and I'm going to enjoy the leftover of my coffee from the morning. 1 cup is good for the rest of the day. If you like this video, why not subscribe, like it, and share? Let's consume what we produce, tap in the added value from it, in our local markets than wait for it to be processed overseas and resold to us. Thank you for watching. Drink with me.